What a money reside. 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 What a money
What a
reside.
motherfucking money reside.
All right, people. This is Black as Fuck, Swag as Fuck. The impact of Deion's exit right here live on Black with No Chaser. Just in case you didn't know it, let me hit it again.
Black with No Chaser.
Hey,
One time for your mind, two time for your drink. Let's see what you think, baby. Come on.
hey, yeah. See you, baby. We see you. We see you. First and foremost, share this motherfucking shit with your friends.
Yeah.
Share right now, man. Get this shit up to 100,000. Hey, we want
I
y'all's
know.
comments. We want y'all calling in. We want y'all talking this shit with us this evening as we bring you Black as Fuck, Swag as Fuck. I got Seeker the Goat in the building, Rillo in the building with me, George Chuck, who you just heard from. And before we get started, y'all, hey, Chuck,
What's
can
up?
you do something for me, man?
Most definitely. What you got?
Can you play me my theme music, dog?
Yeah, give me my theme music. Yeah, give me my theme music. Yeah, give me my theme music.
Oh.
All right, now.
Oh.
Hey, I had to get it started off right. We had to start this shit off right, man. We had to start
Hey,
this
bro. Hey, that boy Chuck a clown, boy. That dude a
Boy.
fool, man.
Oh.
That
Oh.
dude.
Ooh.
Hey, shout out to DJ George Chuck, man. One time with DJ George Chuck. All the Tougaloo folks out there, all the HBCU folks out there. Shout out to all my rattlers out there. I just want to say that real quick, 'cause,
Yeah,
I feel like we in the spirit of green, y'all.
yeah,
Look, I'm
man.
your boy Rillo, man. Better half, the other half, or the better half, one of the halves of the Black Lunch Break. We coming, ayo, in a quarter of Black people be knowing that show is coming soon. The Black Lunch Break coming back soon, y'all. So stay tuned. We got a lot of good updates for y'all.
Yeah,
But thank
man.
y'all so much for tuning in. Today, obviously, Deion Sanders is headlining everywhere for his exit or abrupt exit from Jackson State University. And a lot of folks been weighing in. Some people on this side of the equation, some folks on that side of the equation, some folks in the middle somewhere. And so we really want to kind of chime in a bit as three HBCU grads in front of you, kind of give our spiel exactly on where we at with everything, man. See, how you feeling though?
I'm feeling good, man. But I'm not trying to hear nobody come up on this post talking about we hating, all right?
At all.
Let me set some ground rules real quick.
Yeah,
We
man.
Black as fuck and we swag as fuck. So
Yes, indeed.
let us have our moment. Don't get up on here telling us how we supposed to be feeling. That's why we got y'all on here with us too. So you can just come on and tell us how you feeling. But just don't tell me how I'm supposed to be feeling. That's not the ground rule I got. That's
I
it.
like that. I like us at the stage. Hey,
Hey, put that on a shirt, man. Look, don't be telling me about how you feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just stick to how you feel. Don't tell me how I should feel. I like that. Put that on a t-shirt.
yeah, man. Hey, Kel Duranda, my homie, my big homie, Kel, what's happening? Southern Baton Rouge. I see you. Texas Southern, my dog. So he's swag as fuck too. And I'm a Tougaloo grad, and first and foremost, I'm historically Black as fuck. So I'm always gonna rock and ride with HBCUs. And so, I certainly won't say this. I won't say that I'm upset with Deion. That's not where my ire lies. I'm not frustrated with him. I understand the decision was his to make. I can't dictate to him what decision he should make for his life. But for the purpose of understanding the type of movement that they were moving into, and maybe us as entrepreneurs, we think with a different mindset. Owners of Black with No Chaser, we understand that to build something that is worth $1 billion, to build the unicorn, you have to build the motherfucker from the ground up. Versus, being able to go to somewhere else and they gonna give it to you. I think he was in a unique position not only to build $1 billion empire with Jackson State University, but also for the SWAC in its entirety. As we saw, Alcorn benefiting from Deion's presence at Jackson State in the very last game that they played on television on ESPN. That was Jackson State and Alcorn getting TV money from that. And so I view it as, that was an opportunity for a movement. And so to see black people, to see black folks, skin folk, be the ones that are encouraging it with short-sightedness, encouraging him to leave the HBCUs for what they perceive as greener pastures. To hear them say that you know he's elevating himself, those things are things that are frustrating because it means that they are short-sighted about what movement means and short-sighted about what it meant for him to one be in that position, but to be able to take others along in that regard. I'm sure that Jackson State has an ace up their sleeve, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. But you know,
I mean, how long? I mean,
skin folk
y'all
is where
really
I'm at
think?
with it.
So y'all really think that Deion? I'm just that. This is me just asking this, right? Deion was like, "Hey, y'all, I'm about to leave to go to Colorado. Before I leave, let me help y'all line somebody up." Do y'all think that? How long? What I'm saying, how long do you think the AD and athletic department knew, and other coaches knew about this before the news came about? Because to me, is if you got an ace up your sleeve, you almost saying that like we almost
The
preemptively or
plan
in a
is
way
already
already kind of we already knew it was gonna happen. Exactly. So I mean, how y'all feeling about
well,
that?
all of the YouTube rabbit holes that I went down today. I heard when he got introduced to the team that him and the gentleman were building a relationship for already a month. So if they've been building for a month, then I'm pretty sure Ashley them probably knew at least 2 to 3 months outside of it. So, you know, hearing that he's been building a relationship for a month definitely had me like, God damn, okay. So like, did nobody know that you was like, you know, sneaking out and shit? Like, what was you doing, my nigga? How did nobody know this shit? But outside of that though, I kind of you know, I'm definitely not upset beyond just like CJ said, because you know, first things first, I'm gonna always choose what's gonna be the best move for myself and my family. So can't nobody ever, you know, have anything to really say about that. I am a little bit disappointed. Well, I'm not a little bit disappointed. I'm majorly disappointed because I feel for the children. I feel for the kids, the young men, the young men. I'm not gonna call them children. They about to
As
be young adults. But I
Leslie
feel for
McLemore.
them. I feel for them because I'm just like, damn, it's
Hey,
like a big high and a big low on the same day. That shit just not right. It just don't sit right with my soul that something was stolen from them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's discouraging.
Now,
yeah.
y'all clue me in because I just came back from fixing the dinner plates for the babies.
Oh
So
yeah.
just catch me up.
So
Cirillo wanted to
essentially,
know how long
yeah.
do we think that they knew that this was actually going to be taken. And I let them know that YouTube video said they've been building a relationship for at least a month. So
Mm-hmm.
But this all stemmed from because CJ made a comment about, hey, he thinks that J State or the athletic department has an ace up their sleeve. And my thing is, you got an ace up your sleeve. You don't just have an ace if you ain't preparing for no ace. Like you don't just come out to like yesterday and you got a bomb dropped on you, and then not having some type of idea about it. But I'm saying, but they may not have an ace up their sleeve. They
Yeah.
could very well so be sitting around, looking around, going, "Damn, we got to find another Deion." And I guess, and Chuck, I want you to chime in though,
Yeah.
because the follow-up question is, should we be looking for, or should Jackson State be looking for another Deion, or should we be kind of shifting the energy? Like, what's next for the J State program?
So first off, I would like to say this: Tougaloo is undefeated. Can't none of y'all say nothing to us. So now that I've got that out of the way, I can add my comments to this particular
hey,
part
ask
of
your
this.
mama.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so look, my thoughts on it, particularly Cirillo, your question, I do believe that Ashley is the first HBCU AD that has operated as a CEO and not a person that was just trying to get coaches in and coach a basketball team.
Okay.
I appreciate the way that he has approached the management of this athletic department. I'm drawing on conversations that I've had with Shane O'Mac, who is a person that knows a lot about the back end of an athletic department, not just the part that you see on the court, on the field, anything like that. And this is one of the conversations that we've had. You have to have ADs that think like CEOs, that think about branding and all of those things. Yes, it was a strategic move to get Deion Sanders in. So I do believe that if Deion has any class at all, he would have had a conversation with. Hold on, y'all. What's up, buddy?
Hey, yo, we live, y'all. So you know what I'm saying. Anything that happened right now, y'all can't hold it against people with parents. You know what I'm saying? Folk got.
Hey, happy
You know,
birthday, Jackson.
we
Happy
real life
birthday,
adults.
Jack. Happy birthday, Jack.
Wave at him.
Hey,
Hey, young boy up in there.
Yeah, big five.
big old five.
Big old five. So, but to get to the last part of it, should we be looking for another Deion? Should we? I think we look for the best coach. I don't think we take the Deion route where we try to recreate what he's done. I think we build upon the foundation that has been laid, and we get somebody that one knows the game of football, can coach and motivate.
Yeah.
And then all the stuff that SMAC did, SMAC Entertainment, the people that literally run Deion's back office, those people, the publicists, all of the people that do the management, all the things that make that machine run, that's what we amp up, and we amp it up across the board. And I'm saying that's a play or the playbook for HBCUs across the country.
Hey, I think that's a really good answer, Chuck.
Agreed.
Well, Rillo, I'll touch on this. I don't think there is another Deion, but that's just because in the history of, if we just keep it at sports, there's never been another Deion. There was Bo Jackson and Deion, so I mean, like, Deion is a unique figure from the sports perspective, the entertainment perspective, the charismatic perspective. There are, however, other high profile names that they could go after. Some names were mentioned by several brothers who I respect. Some of the names that they mentioned were names like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. I thought about Randy Moss as somebody who they should consider.
And Randy got ties to Jackson State.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, dog, Ed Reed, though, boy.
I like Ed Reed, but
I like
Ray,
Ed Reed.
some of the people like Ray Lewis and people like that, while I respect his football prowess, I don't know that his politics and his ability his sight for movement building is necessary. And if you are looking for someone who has the ability to both continue to elevate the program from a sports standpoint, but also understands the movement building aspect of attempting to turn HBCU return HBCU sports to that high level of competitiveness,
right?
Because I would say if you're looking for that, then you have to continue to probably look to these high level athletes, but have someone who understands the movement side of things. I think no, and I agree with Leslie. So I agree with that though, Leslie. Like, I think that he's not the type of person that you're looking for. And if you're going to be looking for somebody like that, then you have to look for somebody with politics. I mean, you have to look at somebody who understands the politics of what they're attempting to go into. Someone recommended Keyshawn Johnson. The problem with Keyshawn Johnson is he was literally one of the people advocating for Deion to leave Jackson State, which means he totally does not understand.
He is not for the culture.
He totally does not understand the
significance. Nah, bro.
And I want to say this real quick. The people who think that it was just a coach leaving just another school to go to another school really is missing the perspective of the fact that for centuries, for millennia, throughout the history of the world, this is what has occurred. The dominant culture, the European, the thief, those who are from the mountains of Caucasus, right? They have seen something be productive, resources be productive, and when they've seen resources be productive, they take them from brown people, from red people, from black people. And the reality is that this is no different than that. And encouraging someone to take a resource from an HBCU and move it to a PWI for the purpose of helping to rebuild, because Colorado is a losing university right now. They got hundreds of millions of dollars already, but they be losing.
2 years
Apparently,
of
decades.
Right, so that's a very significant thing to say.
and they
Hey,
got the weed money.
take something that's working from this black university and go use it to build up this PWI.
Okay, so with you saying that, with you making that point, very valid point, does that mean that if Jackson State figured out how to raise $6 million, what would he have done? Would he have stayed on this side, since he's saying that it isn't about the money? Would he have gone over to the PWI, or would he have stayed here? What do y'all think?
Wait, was it? Hold on, you break it. So if it wasn't about the money,
The question is, because he's saying CJ is mentioning like how they are always taking away the resources once they see that we are being amplified by it. So my question is, in the event that Jackson State had enough funds, more than they were offering, do you think that he would have stayed here, or do you think that the power of what they always do would have had the bigger influence over the money amount that we would have had?
Good question. I think you'd have stayed, man. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, all this is about money. TV dollars, salary, endorsement deals. Now, you name it. Shiloh just became the first HBCU athlete, I believe, to get a jersey deal. I don't know if it's a quarterback or whatever the case may be.
That's
to me,
Shador.
Shador. I'm sorry, Shador. And so Shador Sanders has now been the first HBCU player to get the actual jersey deal. And then now on the heels of that, now it's transferred to University of Colorado in Boulder.
On the heels. Is that? Can y'all?
We hear you.
All right, Cirillo, you blanked out, bro.
I did.
Yeah, or at least on my end it did.
I heard you, Rillo.
I heard Sika's question. I heard it. I heard Rillo. I could hear it.
But plainly stated, though, bro, I think that they had the money. If they could have matched $3 to $5 million a year and offered that, I think that it would have been at least more of a bargaining chip. I don't know if he just leaves at right as soon as the conference championship is over with. I just don't think so. I think it's harder to take somebody away.
I certainly would like to believe that. I think the ideal thing is to believe that it was just about money for Deion's decision to leave. I think that the underlying thing that we have to look at, and it's something that you and I talked about, Cirillo, is that some people genuinely believe that to go from a Jackson State to a Colorado is
an elevation.
To elevate
That's
yourself.
What I hate.
And
that's what I hate.
That is the white man's ice is colder mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what we have to ask ourselves is, because ultimately, one of Deion's goals may be, I'm trying to get Shador to the NFL. In order for me to do that, maybe I want to take him to a higher profile conference for the purpose of having him show off his abilities on that stage.
Was that the
conference is Colorado? Are they in the Pac-12?
Yeah, they're in the Pac-12. So the Pac-12 is I think the Pac-12 has.
First of all, USC leaving, dog. USC and UCLA leaving. So as far as
are they leaving?
I believe. I think USC either leave or bidding. USC and UCLA are bidding to go to the Big Ten. There's been rumors. I'm not sure if I'm exactly correct, but they may be on the way out. And so I think that even from that standpoint, that conference automatically loses all kind of points in terms of strength of schedule immediately. And so then wanting to go over there, I don't
believe his desire is to be in Colorado long. I think if you're looking at him in the long game, if his desire at all is to be and continue to coach sports. I think he is using this again as another stepping stone. And so for me, it is partially about money. And I know that's one of the questions that I see one of my good friends ask a question about whether or not we could pool our resources, if alumni chapters could have pooled their resources for that purpose. And I'll talk about that. We could talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, but I got something about that too.
Yeah, but beyond that, I think this was also about ambition. I mean, Deion.
I agree too.
I mean, Deion's got a big ego. You know what I mean? And he's a competitor as well. So his desire and mindset may have been, I need to go to prove this at this next stage, and Shador needs to go because I'm advocating right now for him to be a Heisman hopeful, and maybe he can't get that in Deion's mind here at Jackson State this year. I don't believe that's correct. I don't believe that was the correct. I believe that he could have gotten it.
But how do you do that when you go into a losing team? Like you literally took 3 years. You took 3 years to build this, right? And you got a hell of a linebacker core. You got a hell of a cornerback core. You got a decent offensive line, and he was able to produce those numbers.
And a dumb defense.
Yeah,
come on.
I think they were gonna take. I mean, I'm assuming that he's gonna take some of his players the same way that Lincoln Riley took players from Oklahoma to USC.
He already got Shador. I mean, Shador is there, so I mean that's one. Yeah. And I think that there's some already crews decommitting to Jackson State, and then now heading over to following to Colorado, and then there are also some folks that are going to the portal. And then there'll be some people.
The last video that I seen.
Man, what does next year look like for Jackson State?
Bringing 10 of them with him. He did mention the number 10. So.
And I guarantee you that the one number 2 player that he recruited, I believe that young brother may also be a player that's now going to Colorado. And so you look at
about the one that did it.
Number 12, I forget the brother's name. Number 12. What was number 12 on J State team? He was the ESPN number 2. He was supposed to be number 1 on Travis. Travis.
Boy, look, hold up. Go back to Dr. Tamika. Dr. Tamika said didn't see a goal anywhere. Man, look,
hey, bro. Hey, and that goes back to that double consciousness too, though, man. Because don't get me wrong, bro. Like even from the video that we shared internally with us about like him from that YouTube video you sent, Sika. Like to me, the walk-in wasn't well received. The players were confused. Now I understand that when you come in this. And it's not like they weren't familiar with what Coach Prime's like the energy around J State. Like legitimately, they almost looked at him as like, "Yo, this ain't HBCU. This like Colorado football." It's almost like they were setting the tone for what it would be. And I'm not saying that Coach Prime can't take that same energy and bring it over to Colorado, but look, the point I really want to make is I hate the fact that in the interview, or not interview, with the last kind of like team meeting when he rushed down there after the SWAC championship, and he talked about elevation, and in the spirit of elevation, he's talking about going to Colorado, and whether or not that's what he meant in totality, I still think part of what CJ's point is that leaving an HBCU and going to a PWI is elevation, and I just patently disagree with that.
Absolutely, I'm wholehearted. I mean, I think everybody on this stage, I mean, we literally are examples of why it's not elevation, as literally the founders and we are building, in the process of building $1 billion company right now together and owning that shit. It took us 5 years just to get to the point where we are now ready to go and seek funding.
That's what I told you.
Right? That's the mindset that you have to understand. If I'm going to build something, if I'm building something legendary, sometimes I got to build that shit myself.
Yeah, you got to hold on.
He had the clay. He had the clay to do it with what he wanted at Jackson State. And I believe,
damn thing. Let's say that too.
Right? I want to give him his credit for sure.
He did though. He did.
Jackson State benefited. He left him with infrastructure. new fields, new things,
New
and
locker rooms, new
Things that we
facilities,
should have been
bro.
doing in the
Yeah.
first place.
and a championship.
Belief in self.
Two.
But it's my belief that I think it would be wrong of us to say to our people, hey, if y'all would have just paid $500 more from the, because they not. I mean, I know they got booster clubs and shit like that,
Yeah,
but I promise you,
do that.
these white schools, they're not. That's not how those coaches are getting paid that money. They're getting that money from television deals, from
Man.
who coming to the football games. Like,
Look,
they got that money already.
Colorado
Go
was
ahead.
able to spend that bread because of what has happened in Colorado.
Right.
What happens in Colorado? What do they do first?
Weed.
Marijuana. Weed.
Yeah.
Weed.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. You have
It's a
the
state school that's getting weed money.
yes.
Period.
But we can't even get Medicaid expanded in Mississippi.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't gonna happen. It
And-
ain't gonna be. Ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, boy.
And Lane
It'd be
Kiffin talking
cold
about
day in
something
hell.
to silk.
So I think it's unfair to ask. This is my perspective to those who have asked about the pooling of our resources for the purpose of keeping a football coach. I think that showing up 60,000 at every football game is the pooling of, like, that is the alumni showing up and saying, we will support you we will support your effort and you'll see our effort. I think that is them showing up. Yeah, I mean, surely, yeah, there's no amount of money that our alumni could have put together that would have been able to match what Colorado would have been able to throw at him if they really wanted him that bad.
Damn, Dr. Tamika.
Dr.
Dr. Tamika is cracking me up. She said that cold weather gonna tear that arthritis and ankle up.
Oh,
He was
we
already
so
he was already kind of tiptoeing when he got up in that thing.
And then
but
Buddy
yeah,
and
man.
Buddy tried to correct it to him about when he limping. That's his son. Well, I don't know if it's like
Yeah.
money walk or pimp walk or something like that. I said, not a damn toe hurting, boy.
I like this comment Folaco. Is that
Yeah, Falaco.
Yeah, Falaco. I like that comment that he brings up, and this is a conversation that Mac and I had. I don't even want to limit it to JSU and the SWAC, because I think what we were just talking about in terms of the infrastructure that Colorado has, what does the city do? What does the state do? You think about the attendance and the type of impact that was seen over the past 2 years as a result of Jackson State football game attendance. When you look at all of that, what do you do as a city, as a state, county, to say, all right, well, what do we need to do independent of Jackson State University and the athletic department to bring it on in?
Can I say this to Falaco is my homie. I love Falaco.
Yeah.
I want to say this first. Again, I'm not mad at Deion for leaving. Personally, I'm not trying to set unrealistic expectations. I understand that it was his decision to make for himself. The thing that I will say is it's kind of fucked up that Deion left for a shitty football program, because to me it implies that he was willing to go by any means necessary. It didn't have to be a good team.
It dropped the check.
An actual good team. It was literally any motherfucking team. Like Jim,
bro.
Any, you know what I'm saying? It like it's he, analogously speaking, he went and got him let me not fuck that up, because
Hey, nah,
for the folks who understand, you understand when you get on.
Can we
I saw where you were going, bro.
can we pause for the cause, and like, if y'all were listening to CJ's last comment, can we just drop a comment right now if y'all think y'all know what CJ was about to say?
Yeah.
And if y'all guess it right, put it in writing. What do y'all think CJ?
He went and got him. He went and got him. Dia went and got him one of them. You know what I'm saying? Not just anyone. He got on the first thing smoking, and so
hey, dog, she kind of fine though, in the ear.
Oh my God, bro! Not one of them. Not one of them.
So that was the equivalent of what occurred there. But beyond that, I don't expect Deion to be the only one sacrificing. I definitely think that there were sacrifices that would have to be made, but the reality was he was never going to be able to build it completely in
You
3
know,
years. I mean, he built a winning team. He built a winning program in 2 years.
and let's be clear. Let's be clear that Jackson State was like a 50-60% winning percentage school.
Right.
Like they got previous SWAC
they got history.
championships.
They have 5 Hall of Famers that have come through Jackson State. Like they have great football history. One of the greatest football, probably top 3 football player of all time, Walter Payton, came from Jackson State University. And so, I mean, like
Walter Payton award at the NFL level. You doing some
he
great
led the NFL in rushing all time before I think Emmitt Smith broke the record. So take those things into consideration. Like but beyond that, I think hey, listen.
Hey, y'all say that. We ain't say it. I said y'all guess. Y'all asked y'all guess what CJ is gonna say, man. I don't know. That look.
I'm telling you, man. But him not staying in and I understand that part. But I didn't. It wasn't the expectation that he be the only one to sacrifice for the movement. It was if you have enough vision to see beyond the now, then you can understand that sacrificing for the movement would not have only sacrificed for the movement. It would have put you in position to get everything you wanted. It just would have took a little bit more time. Sometimes instant gratification. Yeah.
It also would have given you your own kingdom.
Exactly.
Like, you see that shit? Like the power that he brought to the city, the savior syndrome that he kind of brought to the city. Like, it's just something for me initially. Like, my initial thought when I heard this, I was like, nah, bruh ain't about to do that. Like, bruh is not about to do that. He practically owns the city. He owns the city. So
I believe that too.
Like, there's no way he's about to make this move. It just doesn't make any sense. It just gives too much power for him to be able to be like, all right, I'm done here. So with me saying that, I want to know, what was y'all's initial thought when y'all first heard the news? Did you say, nah, it ain't no way he gonna do that? Or did you say, I don't know? Because I was like,
I'm with Leslie. I'm like what Leslie said a while back, man. That nigga knew what was up. Man, I think he knew he was gonna leave. He just needed the right moment to leave. And I think being undefeated, getting the infrastructure in place, I think that he already probably had an agenda about what he wanted to do for J State. I think that in fairness, I think J State, I think in fairness, J State people and alumni and fans and the community surrounding J State had ideas and expectations for Deion, had an agenda. But I think that agenda wasn't in line with what Deion had for himself. And so it's almost like any relationship. If I'm expecting a marriage and another person expecting this, and then that's where we part ways, I think that's what we got here. We got somebody looking at a date and the other folks looking for a marriage. And I think that because of that, though, you ended up getting a lot of heartbreak from that. And then in the end, though, the way it all went down, and now you get a side piece worthy type of vibe and not really another queen vibe or another good partner in the relationship, then all of a sudden, though, everybody looking at you sideways. And that's kind of what we got here is a short or maybe 2 different kind of expectations for Deion, though.
He did.
Hey, listen. I'm glad y'all understood what the fuck I was saying. Listen, man. All right, look, I ain't want to. I knew I was gonna get her kicked off this motherfucker.
We just reading the comments.
Hey, I'm just reading the comments, baby.
Oh Lord, today.
So I'm with Warren Tatum, who said, man, I didn't think he would leave, and I hoped that he wouldn't. And the reality is that I knew somewhere down the road he might leave.
Oh yeah,
but maybe not 3 years in. Not while like this class that you brought in ain't even graduated yet. You know what I mean? So I thought he'd at least see it through to Shadur walking across the NFL stage. Like I thought that was where he would like, hey, I'm gonna at least get my son to the NFL. And I thought that when he left, he would leave for a program that was,
black,
that would make it, That would make it
Nah.
understandable. It wouldn't have to be a black program.
Nah.
I wanted that nigga. I wanted him to beat.
No.
I wanted them to beat a Power 5 team conference. I wanted them to beat one of those schools to show them, hey, it can be done here. Like once we built it up
Jump in.
enough and recruited enough talent, we could beat one of them. And then, if he wanted to go coach Vanderbilt, which is, like maybe the worst football team in the SEC or one of the worst ones, then it would have been like, okay,
he's gonna leave for a challenge. That's I like that. I do like that. But here is what I saw for Deion Sanders. I saw Deion Sanders building the legacy of what would be the next iteration of Grambling when Coach Eddie Robinson was there. But I saw him, and of course, this is all in my mind. I saw him doing that, like making Jackson State the winningest program, or him becoming the winningest coach in the new HBCU SWAC history. Like Eddie Robinson did that when he did it. All right, what does Jackson State and Deion Sanders record look like within 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Then you get past that within 5 years in all of your recruiting classes, and you can take that in like 2-year increments, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many kids do you get graduated? How many kids do you get to the NFL? How many kids do you get into coaching positions? Like when these kids, everybody ain't gonna make it to the NFL. Everybody ain't gonna make it.
That's for your ass, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking, for instance, and I'm comparing Coach Earl Sanders. Coach Earl Sanders knows how many people that he's graduated from the baseball program at Tougaloo. And I believe that Cirillo can probably attest to his baseball coach. He knows the impact. Like, how many teachers have you created? How many coaches have you created?
Mm-hmm.
How many agents have you created? With all of the resources that he has with SMAC Entertainment and Barstool Sports, how many little pieces can you put all around this board? When we're talking about playing chess, right? And you look at the impact that Deion can have 10, 15, 20 years from now, when you got people in places that are making decisions.
Right.
And that are also, they become, after that, once they go through their career, they become the talking heads. And the conversation begins to change on ESPN. The conversations begin to change on Fox Sports and all of that crap.
And we are now on, the kids are seeing that they can be themselves and be on TV at Jackson State, at Alcorn. Right. Like you're seeing, like, I can still be on national TV. I can still get the NFL combine scouts to come to my pro day at Jackson State. Like if you understand that, then you can recruit the top talent. And so that was what I was hoping. It's like, look, create the pipeline to where the top talent is coming here consistently. They're making Jackson State one of their first choices, and not, if everything doesn't, if something doesn't, just like Travis Hunter did. The best player in the country this year came to Jackson State, which that was phenomenal recruitment by Deion. And it set the stage for the belief, like, hey, look, the pipeline is opening again. Like, this can happen here if kids begin to believe, right? And so the question wasn't, the question about Deion being a savior, didn't expect Deion to be the savior. What we wanted to do Deion to be was the key to open and unlock the door so that the floodgates would then begin to open. Travis Hunter potentially would have been more of a savior than Deion, because Travis Hunter could have did the things on the field that Deion can no longer do. And so to see that for 4 years at a historically black college and university, to see that there were other recruits who are 5-star and 4-star recruits that were prepared to be committed to Jackson State. I personally was helping to recruit one player to Jackson State, a running back. Now, a big time running back in Texas, who had ties to the community, ties to the school. I'm doing this for free, because off the strength of, I'm rooting for the HBCUs to get the talent there. And guess what? He was seriously considering it. Yeah. But after the disruption that occurred, you know, it created a shift and a ripple effect in everything. He's getting recruited by, you know, the bigger schools in the bigger conferences right now. But he came to Jackson State for the visit when invited, and they were excited about the opportunity to come. And so
And,
that's the thing that I'm saying there is
and let me,
we would have chipped in if we couldn't chip in with money, we would have chipped in with our efforts with what we could do to help Jackson State and help the other HBCUs get people there.
I
still
think what I
can.
would love to see is because once upon a time when I was in at University of Washington I feel like a week, right? And I just happened to meet some of the UW Husky football players because a friend of mine's cousin, Little Sporty, was going to be a quarterback there, and so the question I asked them, because as an HBCU grad, I always want to know, like, hey, did y'all come to UW because y'all just didn't want to go to HBCU, or you didn't know about HBCUs, or would you have came to an HBCU had the playing field been even? And unanimously, all of them in that room was like, yeah, we'll go to HBCU hands down, right? And so what I would like to see is, and I encourage all the young men out there or the kids coming from high school that are trying to decommit or have second thoughts about J-State or any HBCU for that matter because of a Deion leaving, is that HBCUs will continue to be HBCUs. And I'm very disappointed in Shannon Sharp in the comment he made about HBCUs because
What
even though
you didn't see what Shannon
you can
said?
find it.
Let's find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to you.
And I'm not even gonna say it because I don't know word for word, but what he said was it's just some shit.
For that shit.
And I think that as somebody who was getting recruited by PWIs and chose a FAMU and now going to a FAMU or HBCU, there's no way that I would have said that after no, actually, matter of fact, let me put it in the context of Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp said I had the grades, but he wasn't really highly recruited, so he ended up settling for HBCU. He said had he then gone to HBCU, right, and then make it to the NFL, had he had a chance to then go to a PWI, he wouldn't have gone to HBCU, and that's what I find fault with.
CJ,
Yeah,
private chat.
My bad, man. I
put that shit in the public. Ain't no way that you go to HBCU and you a brother or sister and you coming through that in the end you won't turn back around and go back to the HBCU. I know for a fact. It's just crazy to me. I don't know what. And
Chuck, you see,
see, I got it. I'm putting it up.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know, I be following your comments, man. We a little upset with you today over HBCU land, man.
Yeah,
for sure. That's a fire little statement.
Here we go. I'll zoom in a little bit on that.
That's exactly what it is, Cirillo. It's foul. Especially on a day like today. Like, what are you doing, guy?
So this dude said, I went to an HBCU, but only because I was Prop 48.
Oh, he didn't have the grades. I misread it. He didn't have the grades. Had he had the grades,
it worked out great for me. Had I had the grades come out of high school, I wouldn't have chosen an HBCU. And so
look, I need more context. You
see what she asked him? She said, that's not the question. Do you think
black institutions are a downgrade?
Do you think so? So essentially, what he said was yes.
Yes.
Because that was the question to him.
This weak ass motherfucker.
Somebody said that's understandable. That weak.
No. So essentially, what we're again saying is, this is an instance of even folk who attended HBCUs, which I'm gonna challenge HBCUs on that, because if you attended an HBCU and you genuinely believe that shit, that attending a white university would have been better. I mean, like, just equated to better. This is Shannon Sharp, who is a Hall of Fame football player, who became a Hall of Fame football player, who got drafted from an HBCU and became a Hall of Fame football player based on what he was taught at the HBCU that he went to. And his coach told him, if you can play, they gonna find you. That's what the coach told him. If you can play, they will find you. And they did find him.
They found him.
And so for him to say that, it's, again, people
he spat in the face of Walter Payton when he said that.
Exactly.
Right. People under the impression that we are not grateful for, that people aren't grateful for what Deion did in the time that he was here.
This is the analysis.
are misunderstanding that what we're saying is, one, we're disappointed. We're not disappointed because we expected him to be here forever, but we are disappointed because, you know, he didn't even finish he didn't even finish his, you know, first few, like the first class didn't graduate from here. Like, so he didn't even finish with those guys.
Man,
And
Yeah, man.
he's gonna take some of those guys with him to where
to
he's going.
Colorado.
And the
But I
perspective is that they are elevating together rather than that they could have elevated.
No, they just
HBCU.
rolling with you. They rolling with you. That ain't no elevation. They just going with you. Just like we all get in the car and we going together. What
They
Rob
go
just
to
said.
University of Deion.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, Rilla. I know you wanted to say something real quick, but
no,
I
go ahead,
just
go ahead, go
wanna-
ahead.
So coming out of high school, I got accepted to the University of Virginia, which is the #1 public school in the country. Before going there, I wound up going to Tougaloo for the summer program at
Man,
Tougaloo.
these comments is the truth.
When I got to Tougaloo College, bro, and touched grounds on Tougaloo, it wasn't no question that I was gonna go to Tougaloo after that. And at no point did I consider transferring or anything of that nature. And like my life changed in a great way because of my decision to go to Tougaloo. In no way ever to this day would I have looked at making the option to attend UVA instead of Tougaloo as an upgrade on the decision that I made or upgrade on the school that I attended, because
There you go.
where I went put me in position to do the things that we are about to do now. And so that's the perspective and mindset that I would imagine that I thought Shannon Sharp would have had. But you
Yeah,
know,
man,
that was his
disappointing
honest
though, dog.
assessment.
Disappointing, man, Shannon. Yeah, I read a version of a donkey today. Your ass will get it. But like, I think that too, though. You know what we are really seeing now is, and I'm trying to contextualize as much as possible. So I know we really talking about Deion, but I think we more so just looking at what players being paid now in college. I think part of what we want to get to, and I remember being wanting to get into sports entertainment law as a while in law school. In this big conversation, Michael McCann, Sports Illustrated, now is over the sports law program at New Hampshire Law School, right?
Okay.
And the one thing he talked about was, and we saw this a lot too, right? Equating, hey, if you can buy a gun at 18, or if you can go to war at 18, you should be able to make money at 18, right? And we got these kids coming out of school and have a chance to provide for their family. I think that what this is in a kind of macro micro way is preparing them for what life is going to be like, right? And that when you get on this level and you want to go to the NFL, you want to play whatever kind of pro ball, you want to be a coach in this level, like you got to make real life decisions. And I think that this is just one of those instances where, like, I think there's a lot of people just feeling the hurt of what it is of actually capitalism being involved in institutions, right? And this is kind of what it is.
There you
These
go.
kids are now
That's
getting
it.
paid for play. You got Shador getting big time NIL money, and that don't matter if he's at HBCU, he going to Colorado, or if he stopped playing today. A young cat from LSU decommitted from LSU, took the bag and left. And so the point being made is that because of the NIL situation now, I think we're in an uncharted territory about how people are approaching college sports and no longer even really care about whether or not they see a kid go to the next level. I think it's about, yeah, they want to see that, but I think ultimately, and as being a college athlete, and can't speak, but it was really just keeping you eligible. You know, I remember when I got to school and I was a bio pre-med major, my coach was like, "What are you doing? You know, like that major is too hard." And I'm just being real. On every level, most of the time, unless a player puts their foot down, they're getting majors that are, when you come out, that there's not much out there for you outside of being a coach, coming back and being a grad assistant, going to grad school, so on and so forth. And so all I'm saying is that, like, we're in a new age, and I'm not saying that what the move that Deion made, was the right move, because I disagree going to Colorado, but we're in the stage of NIL and people are making moves for money. And so I think that if you're going to open the door on this end, you got to accept what's coming on the other end as well. I'm just kind of like maybe contextualizing a bit even though I still disagree with the move itself.
Look, I don't know what you said. I was reading this comment about
Shit, I was on mute. My bad.
right, Kimberly Williams. I'm trying to get this boy to Tougaloo. Say, look, you trying to go to Tougaloo. I'm trying to get him there. We need to make sure that Tougaloo give him that offer. So, Cirillo, I know you have great analysis. I appreciate, but when
Chuck over here recruiting.
I'm over this weekend, I was like, I need to get Kimberly Williams' son to. He say he want to go to Tougaloo. We need to get that boy to Tougaloo.
Hey, boom, just
Hey,
like
look,
that. I think
all I'm gonna say is, FAMU got, when we talking about, marriage-based scholarships, I think we might have the most out there going so far. No, I'm just looking. We can check the stats.
So
I know we talked about the
Rillo
Spelman-
recruiting.
No. I just, as somebody that is since we over here putting out, she said on any HBCU. So
Hey,
since
look.
it's any HBCU, let me go out there and go fishing. I need to go fishing for a sec because we got a young kid that can come through the ranks and be the next person to clone a retina or do the next first thing at the illustrious FAMU or Florida A&M University. Now look, hey, that's all. I just want to put it out there.
I ain't mad at that at all, bro. FAMU was the first one to give me a scholarship offer. I still remember them days. Now, like that was a big deal. And Flacco said something else that was significant. She said she actually went to UVA, and she would have probably been there around the same time I would have been there. She said, I went to UVA, and I feel you. Dealing with microaggressions every day was not the move. Real talk. And like Flacco is extremely successful, really dope person. And so
scamming.
Like, it was paths that went different directions, but like,
hey,
one thing that we see about people who attended, you attended HBCUs, most of the black college graduates, whatever, like we probably 3 or 4 degrees of separation away from every damn body across the country. Like we connected with one another in some way or another. And so like, that's the thing that we should be able to put in perspective is if you going out and getting it, eventually the opportunities will present themselves to you. The thing that kind of frustrated me, like I said, the most about this whole Deion Sanders thing is not even Deion himself. It's essentially the people who look like us, who don't understand that right, like that the commitment, the movement, and that being in an HBCU is not a less than. We're not a less than. When ESPN had their ratings for College Game Day, when ESPN was there for Southern against Jackson State, Jackson State against Southern,
I was there
in week 9. It was ESPN's largest rated College Game Day since 2009. 1.9 million viewers tuned in, and at its peak time, 2.3 million viewers were tuned in to Jackson State versus Southern pregame.
And what time game day come on? In the morning,
right? Like
9
a.m.
9 a.m. dog.
It was their highest rated since 2009.
You got to be there at 4 in the morning, so you get you a nice spot.
Oh yeah, you gotta be there now.
So take that into consideration. We still scaling, right? They were still growing at that time. Real, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I want to say, and it was funny though is, bro. I followed when Deion got there, bro. I started following J State football immediately. Like, you know what I mean? Because by going to school down in Mississippi, I had a certain level of affection towards J State because I know the folks that came from J State. So it's like for me, it was different kind of love with J State. And even though FAMU lost some damn heartbreakers, bro, that I'll be the only one of few people from FAMU because I think Chris wanted to make a joke in our chat the other day, but it wasn't a joke. I didn't take it as a joke, but I know y'all motherfuckers laughed, which was when she was talking about FAMU folks don't travel well. We don't travel well, but that's not necessarily anything about the university. I think outside of J State, there's certain fan bases. That's why I love J State tailgate, man, because it's probably second to none when you're talking about college football just in general. And I think that what I hope is and what I know is that J State gonna come back bigger, better, and stronger. I think that they're gonna understand this moment here and capitalize on it and use it in a way in which it's gonna constantly build J State up. So I really don't think. I think that some people think that there's going to be a decline. But even when J State was a 50-60% win ball club, right? Historically, whatever it is, the last decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, the following, right? The tailgate
Fan
was
base
still
been
there.
strong.
Like
Yeah,
when if you ever been to a J State
Fan
tailgate,
base
you'll
been
know what we're
strong.
talking about.
Even
It been
then,
strong. It been strong.
yeah.
mhm, that's true.
So
The boom gonna be the boom. The J sets gonna be the J sets, and the alumni gonna be the alumni, and it's jumping
And ain't
every
nothing
year.
stopping that.
Right. It's
every year,
it's gonna always jump. And I do believe that J State is gonna continue
yeah,
to
yeah,
win, continue to be able to
yeah.
recruit.
Y'all see this?
Uh
Y'all see Leslie?
Let's say he drunk in Tulum, his speech and his Wi-Fi shitty.
Hey, bro. Hey, if you went to Tulum, I don't even know how you even seeing this right now. To be honest, because the service down. If you ever been to Tulum, you
Damn,
know that service is shit tea.
damn.
That's for
Your boy
sure.
going to
I'm,
FAMU now.
hey, dog.
Boy going to FAMU.
You want to
God,
be a biomedical
Hey,
engineer?
hey,
Hey,
now look though. Now look on the engineer program. Now I just want to say that I think I may have to go on a limb here that we may have the best engineering program amongst all
can't argue.
HBCUs.
I cannot
yeah,
argue with
So
that.
if you want
yep.
to be an engineer, young brother, I would just say that I would be the first person to tell you, hey, hit me up. I'll get you in contact with some of the heads of departments over there. I know a couple folks. Let me know, man. We'll slide you on in there.
Yeah, Cirillo at Black with No Chaser is his email. You can
Cirillo at
email.
Black with No Chase.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
look,
No doubt.
I swear I ain't mad at that at all, man. I ain't mad at that at all.
It's HBCUs versus everybody, man. Look,
Hey,
let's get us in.
I do want to say this: that the head of the physics, the black physics nationally,
Mm-hmm.
he a Tougaloo grad.
Yeah,
Hakeem
Come on.
Oluseyi. Hakeem Oluseyi, he's over all of the physicists in the country as far as he's like the president of the Black Physicists Association. So that's pretty dope. But go ahead, Rilla.
I know that we are really kind of making sense of this, but on a feel good note, before I know, because I know we run up on our time here, and I would hate that we leave here and still not celebrate the tenure of
Oh
Deion
my
at J
God,
State. And
nigga
and
said
then
God called him the JSU and God called him the lead JSU. He basically Jamal Bryant. And
but I honestly, man, what's your top Deion moment while he was at J State though?
top Deion moment at J
I'm
State.
struggling.
Does Sika have her own personal DJ remixing her? Is
she,
that
yeah, she
Must
definitely,
be.
she definitely
Must
chopped and
be.
screwed over there.
That's just me.
See, it's mixed up over there. See,
uh top Deion moment while he was at J State for me? Probably, I want to say, man, it got to be the Who Is SWAC thing.
Yeah, who is that's gotta be who is SWAC, dog. Like the fact that he turned that shit into a whole ass like
Shout out to
thing
Sway, the
after
remix god.
Alabama.
Yes, shout out to Sway, the remix god for the song.
I'm gonna say this. I think the top moment was him recruiting Travis Hunter, recruiting and getting Travis Hunter,
That was
taking
big.
Travis Hunter
Yeah,
from Florida State.
I can
That
see. Yeah,
was significant because it signified that there are black boys who are out there who understand how big, like Travis Hunter as an 18-year-old understood. I'm the best player in the country by everybody's standard, and I can be the one that changes the narrative. And he was willing to ride with it. And to me, that's bigger than anything Deion did when he, I mean, it's bigger than, to me, that was the championship. Because if you can convince one, then you can convince more than one. And that was, I think that's probably what I was really looking forward to.
Yeah, which goes back to the original point of legacy, longevity, movement, commitment, all of that.
Right. Go from getting the number one player to having a top 10 recruiting class at a SWAC school. Top 10 recruiting class, like your name up there with Georgia.
Right.
And but you haven't changed anything except the fact that y'all are winning and you believe together.
And one thing though, I really, oh my God, dog, this, now I'm thinking about it, bro. This is not really a Deion moment, but I think about Deion, and it really, Caesar, you brought up a point earlier about not like being able to really truly compete, or CJ State compete on a kind of Big Five conference level. And one thing Deion said, and at first I felt I understood it, but then when he was like, man, nah, I'm not going to subject my players to playing against bigger D1 schools just to take money in these money games. And I felt like, yo, my dad coached, and he always said, man, and anybody play sports, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best, dog. You got to see what you made of.
Yeah.
And I think that it actually did a disservice to the Travis Hunters of the world on not letting them get their due. Because if I'm the best coming out, I don't care who we playing with, right? And I don't really get my shot to get to shoot my shot. And the biggest game I play is either against a FAMU or in the independent or the bowl game that's in Atlanta because of the contract Celebration Bowl because between the two HBCU conferences. I feel like this service done just a tad bit on not playing those bigger games to allow their talent to be showcased in a way that's going to put them on a bigger scale and do a real gut check. And really, though, to make sure that, hey, Prime, you say you got the best. Are you recruiting the best? Let the best play the best. Right. And I think to me, I think that kind of fell short on that one as well.
Yeah,
but anyway, back to prime time.
I definitely wanted to see that. I wanted to see them smack at least one school that, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to see David versus Goliath, and I wanted to see David win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, that's what this whole journey to me has been about. Is it was us saying we're gonna take it back finally. Like, you all have the resources, you all have this, but we got each other. And as long as we got each other, we can compete. And the first way we show that we have the ability to compete with you is we're going to get the best player in the country. No matter if you got the best facilities, no matter how much money you got, no matter how no matter what conference, no matter how many TV games you got, we are going to do it with what we got. And that was something worth believing in. That was something worth seeing through. And, see it through. And when you play SQ or any other thing, see it through means a lot to you. And so it is not that we wanted to place the onus on Deion to be a savior. Nah, it was commit to the community, nigga. Like, this, we just getting started, dog. Like, y'all got Travis. Build on that. He was a freshman. It's the O-line and the defensive line that you truly need to stand up against any other.
That's it.
Defense. Right. Go get these.
That's it, bro.
Boys. Have these motherfuckers had just started being scared of you. Nick Saban is saying your motherfucking name, and he got the #1 team in the country. They shook. And that's a fucking that's the shot across the bow. Those were jabs. Ooh. He was going for the knockout blow. Right there. There it is, PF. Right there. If he recruited Travis Hunter for the next 5 years, he would have changed the landscape. And my belief, Pete, is that they were coming. They were coming because they saw what he was doing. Legacy. It ain't no other. I don't care if you a black coach at at the Power 5 universities or whatever. You can't do it like you doing it at Jackson State. You can't duplicate behind you. Just like the boom say, often imitated, but never duplicated. Never duplicated, dog. You cannot transfer soul. And so that's the reality of it. Hey, look, you could try to season it up, but you cannot transfer soul. And that's what you saw. See, that's what they saw. That's what they saw at that Colorado when he entered the day.
Hello, motherfucker.
You can't reproduce that. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what they do in every phase of every industry. They took hip hop. They took land from the indigenous people. Everything. That's what they pillaged Africa. They pillaged India. Every single place where the resources have been prominent, The only thing that they ever did, they didn't build it. They just went and got it. They either bought it, they manipulated for it, they stole it. That's what happened. And that's really,
Oh my God.
That's what we fighting against today. That's what we are upset about today is niggas can't have shit. Period.
Oh my God.
I'm off my high horse now.
Yeah, man. I just think, like I said, I think it's unfortunate, man. I think I wish I'd have seen that, but you know, Leslie a damn fool, man.
Leslie said Deion theme music gonna be Acre Breaker Hard.
Man, hey, you can't transfer soul, man. CJ just said that you cannot transfer soul, and with the type of energy that we walk around with innately as God's chosen people, man, y'all ain't got it.
Man,
And you gotta be closer to the sun to get this, man.
Man,
I tell you what, man, you can't be saying you God chosen people on this internet, boy. You about to have us fucking canceled. Hey, look, whoever out there listening, y'all chosen too. We just chosen before the other chosen. I mean, I don't know, but we all chosen. I mean, because honestly, I just think about Dave Chappelle's Saturday Night Live skit, how he came on and he was like,
let me put myself out. Let me put my.
I'm gonna just say some things. I'm gonna just say some things, and then just know he had to say that. Look, hey, I'm not this. I'm also not that. But I'm gonna say some things that y'all may not agree with. But but I love everybody.
Man, listen.
Nah, man.
That's facts, man. That's yo. It's a tough pill to swallow, bro. It's a tough pill to swallow. Like being real. Seeing some of the people who celebrating this moment, like I know some of y'all just being petty, but
the analysis that they
some of y'all are taking.
Man, this ain't gonna make y'all better. I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
It ain't gonna put no money in
y'all. I know y'all been getting y'all. You know what, kid? It ain't just happened since Deion got there. And y'all thought that this is going to be some drop in talent, and all of a sudden y'all gonna start beating J State. Y'all gotta get talent. Like, I mean, you gotta recruit, and I think the tide is not with y'all. And if y'all out there thinking that a departure by Deion Sanders is going some way somehow muster y'all up a win the 2023 season, I mean, y'all need to go ahead and kind of recalibrate and reimagine what a winning program is really all about. If that's how y'all think y'all about to get to beating the J State or FAMU or the SWAC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just figure out the culture in which y'all trying to bring, and it can't be we don't want we trying to just because a coach left. That ain't.
I'm gonna say this. I got mad love for my Alconites, but for those,
they cool. But
for those Alconites who are putting a football rivalry above a movement, please get it in perspective, man. It's a weird energy around the well, if he want to go, let him go. Like, cause let him go hits different. It hits like the nigga who in the other nigga girlfriend ear saying, well, if he ain't treating you right, girl, it sound like Dirty Mackin to me. It sound like that.
Not a dirty
it sound like, oh well, shit, girl, that nigga need to treat you better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it sounds like to me. But you really just you're trying to open up the space so you can slide in. You feel me? So don't be like that, y'all. Please don't be like that. Because that ain't the way to do it. I was hoping that Deion coming to Jackson State would create the exodus to where, hey, I can't go to Jackson State, but I can go to Alcorn and I can play Jackson State. I can go to Valley, I can play Jackson State. I can go to Alabama State, I can play Jackson State. We all playing on TV. We all turning up now, and we are all building it up together to where just how the SEC built itself up. Now the SWAC is the conference that, hey, we got to get this game on TV because Travis Hunter gonna be here and such gonna be at this school. You know, and they're gonna go head to head because the number one receiver in the country wanted to go against the number one cornerback in the country.
Right.
And so
in the spirit of competition. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Like,
It was definitely going to be. It
It was going to win
a.
for
It was going to be
Alcorn and
a.
everybody.
Yeah, bro. It's going to be a tipping point. It's going to be a point where which like that it's not just going to be J State getting all the talent. Many programs will feel an actual residual effect or spillover effect from the cup running over. And I think this. I think still though, and this is maybe the altruistic side of me, is that we still seeing a black renaissance. You know, whatever this contemporary version of a black renaissance is. And I think players will still, end up going to HBCUs. I don't know what the clip in which they were getting recruited. Do I think Travis? Damn, I just said it. I don't think Travis Hunter is going to stay. I think that he went there because of Deion.
Yeah, he want to learn from the best corner in the game. That's what he said.
Yeah. That's unfortunate because Travis Hunter is truly a talent.
Damn.
And
shout out to his mama.
I'm about to say, and he seemed like a good kid.
Yeah,
a good kid too, man.
Shout out to Travis Hunter mama. As somebody said earlier, she encouraged that as well. A lot of people believed, and that was the rallying cry, wasn't it? Man, sorry, as a Colorado resident in JSU, it's been real hard not to slap some folks today. Tell Deion that fried chicken bland as hell in Colorado. No onion powder, garlic powder, lemon pepper, nothing. Boy, y'all foolish as hell. Hey, look, I guess shit. I guess he can smoke something for his big toe, though. You know what I mean? Like shit. So
yeah, he can do that.
He can smoke something. He can roll up for that big toe. Like he can put. They got some shit you can put on that motherfucking toe in Colorado.
Man,
I wonder is he gonna have theme music though? I wonder is he really gonna be able to be himself, and is he gonna have theme music in the locker room? Like, what is that gonna look like?
Well, I think Deion will. I think he will, man.
Yeah.
I think that Deion is gonna be. I think that's similar to where which, like, he had the kind of. I think when you get the high concentration to I don't want to bring science in this, but I'm trying to find the best way of like when you get a highly saturated or a high concentration level of something, sooner or later it's going to spew over into something else. What I'm saying, so it's like I think he's going to come with a certain kind of energy every single day to that Colorado program. That's just the way Prime is. He got a certain level of energy about him, and I think sooner or later there's going to be a buy-in. I think for them though, he needs to convince them that he's the right coach for the program. That's why when the AD came in, he had to say some few words about him as a family man, as a God-fearing man, as somebody, as a builder of men, so on and so forth. I think that was like the first intro, but obviously now he has to live up to a standard that he brought to JSU. And honestly though, if he doesn't turn that program around in a year or two, like they're gonna fool around and fire his ass.
He gonna
I think Deion.
Y'all see these?
Hey, what up, Jack look like, man? It's TV time. I think Deion got sauce. Deion himself has sauce, and so Deion is going to bring the show with him wherever he goes. Like that's just the reality of Deion Sanders, and I think that I think he's going to be able to attract guys to Colorado based on what he did at Jackson State, not just on the field, but also off the field, because they were looking at that. They were following that, and they were following it for the purpose of being interested in J State. But they're going to go to where he is. Some of them will. And so I think he will win some games. I think he's shown that he can turn a program around. He did it with Jackson State. I believe that he has the ability to do that in Colorado as well. And to be honest with you, I wish Deion well in his journey. I don't necessarily wish Colorado well, but I wish Deion well, and I'm appreciative again of him having been here for the moment that he was here. But I also, if he got a grade on it, I give him a A in some ways and an incomplete in others, because he didn't finish the job. And that may just be my opinion, but if you got Travis Hunter there and you got Shador there, your son, and things like that, at least let them leave before you leave. And if he would have done that, I think people could have been okay with that, because they would have been like, you know what, he got the number one player here.
Yeah.
and he went from a freshman to, you can leave after your junior year, your third year. So
Mhm.
Travis Hunter was after his third year. Travis Hunter left. They won some games. Now other young boys are considering coming here, and Deion decided to take a job wherever. Cool, but for him to leave basically 2 years into it, uh, abruptly for the first thing smoking, that's gonna fuck with me. You
Yeah.
know, that's gonna fuck with me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not that they fives and together they tens, man. I ain't gonna lie, they only five, but get they tens vibes, man. Damn, that's cool.
I don't
I
think it
tell
was
you what though,
anything
man.
just they could have done to keep him.
Nah, bro. I mean, he would like. I think like, yeah. I know I said about the money, but he just wanted to scale, and I don't think he saw the way he wanted to scale at HBCU. I mean, I don't think so. So it's sad to say that, but our HBCU is going to tend to continue to thrive. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to continue to do our thing. But I just wish that again to all the players at J State, man, if y'all have an opportunity to stay and build
Yeah.
that program and see it through, man, do it because at the end of the day, y'all win those games.
Right.
You got inspired, but you all went on the field, you executed a game plan, and y'all won those games. It's just as not more y'all accolades that you talking about than it is Deion. So while he's being celebrated for doing whatever, y'all young men did that damn thing. So shout out to y'all for being undefeated,
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, this year
Most
in the
definitely.
SWAC. I think it's a hell of an accomplishment. My family Rattler's gonna continue to battle y'all ass every single time. But make no mistake about it, y'all actually had a great season, and nobody should take that from you. Don't allow this moment to be capsized by Deion leaving. This is y'all time, and I hope that if not all, the majority of y'all end up staying at J State and making that time there be what it needs to be. And
Yeah.
also, more importantly, though, getting a degree from the HBCU, honestly, is top tier. You know what I'm saying? It's really
Yeah.
one of the most, like, I think for me, two things I did in my life is graduate from HBCU. And I think any one of y'all the chance to do so, I mean, you should. Because guess what? Deion didn't have a degree. He had to go to HBCU to do so. He didn't have a team to coach. HBCU put him on. And the
Yep.
fact that
Where he get his
that's
degree
the case.
from?
What's the he got an honorary degree from god damn it. What's the
Hold
Was
on,
it
don't
I'm
make me
looking it
lie
up.
to you.
I'm
was
looking
it
it up.
It was a smaller HBCU. It
was it
wasn't like come on, y'all.
I feel
It's
like
supposed to
I'm
have its
familiar.
own
I feel like I'm familiar with this HBCU.
no, when you soon you say it, check by look it up. Come on.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. Let's see. Deion Sanders realized his dream as an HBCU graduate. That's August 17th, 2020. So that should be
From
it.
Talladega College.
Deion Sanders. Yep. Let's see.
Is it Talladega? I think it is.
Damn, what they taking a long time to get to the
It
damn.
was Talladega. It was
Yep,
Talladega.
at Talladega College. I'm
Okay,
pretty sure.
Talladega College.
Shout
Okay.
out to HBCU game day for the info. Yeah.
Right. Shout
Yeah,
out to
man.
HBCU game
My
day.
bad, y'all. I should have had the info readily
Oh, it's all
available when I
good,
said what I
man.
said.
Shit.
But
You know,
yeah,
as a
man, it's just to me, it's just I mean, it is what it is, dog. But like I said, hopefully y'all young men at the university continue to thrive
There you go.
and
yeah,
go on and do great things. But get y'all a degree from HBCU, man. It's slap different, man, when you get in the real world. A lot of y'all not gonna go
yeah,
pro as an NFL football player. A lot of y'all ain't gonna be college coaches, but a lot of y'all gonna be some citizens out there doing some amazing things. And it's something about being in these corporate spaces. When you say
yeah,
you from an HBCU, it just slap different, yo. I'm telling you, when you like in the office with somebody and everybody start naming their college, you finally find some folks in corporate America and they all HBCU grads, the relationships are different. So,
Yeah.
like hold on to that because I feel like that's been a blessing for me. And I'm pretty sure anybody that's up here, whether it be CJ Seeker, you know what I'm saying, Chuck, we all probably feel the same way. So anyway,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a different type of empowerment that, and that's no shade to people who did not attend HBCUs, but HBCUs are intentional about instilling uh, in you a level of empowerment, understanding your history, understanding the history of the school,
Personal.
understanding your own significance, social awareness, things of that nature. It challenges you in a different way, and yeah, sometimes you might not always get all of the resources that you could get elsewhere, but HBCUs more than make up for that in the intangibles that you get, in the lessons that you learn, and in the way that it prepares you to be a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, not to struggle, but to understand how to endure uh, and fight and persevere in the moments in which you need to, so that you will be prepared for whatever is thrown at you. And as we know, shit will be thrown at you when you get out there. And so that's just something to take with you. Continue to fight. I hope that Jackson State continues to recruit great talent. I'm going to continue to encourage the young man that I was recruiting to go to Jackson State.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah.
ultimately the decision is going to be his decision, that he'll sit down with his family and make.
Yeah.
But my hope is that the people continue to come, and that Jackson State does have an ace up its sleeve. And I hope that all of the HBCUs, I hope that Alcorn got an ace up its sleeve. I hope that Valley, I hope that Alabama State, Alabama A&M, I hope they all got aces up their sleeves, because ultimately that's the tipping point.
Yeah.
Is for all of us to begin innovating, for the what is the rising tide to lift all of the ships?
All boats.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the goal. That's the goal.
But yeah, we
Rising
the tide
tide.
though. We the tide.
Mhm. And that's the thing about seeing your if you got the right mindset, if you have the right mindset, when you see your peers begin to elevate, you're not going to be mad. You're not going to wish for them to come back down.
Yeah.
If you got the right mindset, you're gonna say, damn, I gotta elevate too. Cause I'm trying to get like that. And so that's the mindset that I believe these other schools should be having about innovation. Is, I mean, not just in the sports arena, but in any arena that you like, hey, we competing, but it's a friendly competition. It's not I wish you bad so that I can then be the winner again. It's I wish you well, and seeing you do well makes me want to do well as well.
Yeah, I would say that's cool until we playing against somebody. And as a former athlete,
On the field, that's cool. On the field, that's cool.
I don't wish you well. I mean, I don't hope you get hurt, but I hope we win every goddamn time. I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah. That's
So
different.
you know,
It's smoke
while I
when
wish, yeah, it's smoke when we playing, but you know, when we not playing, yeah, I wish y'all well, man. I wish nothing but the best. But again, you know, I see the greens, the color for the night. I just want to say, if I could make the case for FAMU, this orange and green really do slap different when you put it on. I promise. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, man.
Let me say this. My high school colors are orange and green. So it always hit for me. So shout out to all the LaFleur Rattlers out there in the internet lands. And I will say this. FAMU is like, I have a personal top 5 HBCU list, right? FAMU is one of my personal top 5 HBCUs, right? One of the reasons is, and we getting ready to close out, y'all. You know, Baptist preaching, but I gotta say this. We getting ready to close out, but FAMU adopted my high school, and this is some of the things what really makes HBCUs great. When you have visionary leaders at every department or are interwoven into the fabric of the institution, right? They adopted a high school from Mobile, Alabama. Now, Tallahassee and Mobile, it ain't close, but it ain't far. But when you see 300 Mobilians, little Negroes from Mobile marching down the street with rattlers on their chest, they the LaFleur Rattlers. And I'm talking about we sticking and moving, you know, we doing it. But every summer, the FAMU folks, because we had a band director from FAMU, they would come, they would give us, you know, basically a FAMU band camp. But that's that HBCU sauce, and that's the stuff that we don't hear about. And those are the things that people understand. Like, why y'all love HBCU so much? This is why.
Yeah,
This
man.
is why.
A different world, not do the right thing, but school days.
Right.
Like we love
This
it
is why-
because it's been instilled in us, man. And so, I mean, we're powerful, and I think a lot of us derived a lot of our power directly from having attended the institutions that we chose to attend, and we didn't. They weren't our last choices. They weren't, last minute choices. We made decisions. We made to go to the places we went to
Not Johnny T.
because those places was gonna elevate us. Boy,
Boy.
y'all wow, man.
Hey, boy, if you ever been to Johnny T's, boy, hey, you got, if you know, man. If you know, boy. I ain't gonna lie, man. Jackson got a special place in my heart. Jackson, Mississippi, in particular.
Yeah.
I love Jackson, man. There's some good people down there.
Man, Go ahead.
This has been absolutely awesome and therapeutic for the night, man.
Yeah,
These
we had to get our
comments,
shit off,
love
man.
y'all.
Yeah, man. Y'all were fun tonight. Thank y'all for tapping in. It was Sika that put us up. She said, "Hey, we got to go live tonight." She
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Sika, for encouraging us to do it. Because we
Yeah.
have been talking about it behind the scenes and shit. But she was like, "Nah, we got to get on the motherfucker and do this
All right,
shit."
Cam. Next
So-
time we come down and we're gonna throw a party at Johnny T's, you better be in the building. You better be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, teacher, I'm right here."
I'm a-
You know what I mean? You better show out. If you don't
I'm
show
a-
out, I'll be upset. We come look for you. I'm like,
I'm gonna tell y'all real quick that look, if y'all want to follow us, you can catch us on YouTube at Black with No Chaser TV, on Twitter at B Black No Chaser, on Facebook Black with No Chaser, and on Instagram Black with No Chaser. Literally, you can find the links in our bio as well. Man, look, we really enjoyed talking with y'all tonight, man. We enjoying what's gonna happen next at these wonderful institutions because we still believe, and
We've been
man,
believing.
we've been believing, and we're gonna think black. We're gonna continue to think black and live black unapologetically. We're gonna be black as fuck and swag as fuck
TPLB, baby.
until the end. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass it to my crew so they can send y'all off in style. Anything y'all want to say before we go?
See, go.
since you got us here, take us out.
Oh shit, she on mute. What happened? I can't hear Seek no more.
I can't hear Seeking no more either.
I don't know,
Damn.
man.
Well,
The damn sounder went out, man. But look,
I want everybody in the place to be to make some noise if you're down with me. One,
play that theme music.
Oh at the count of three, I want everybody in the place.
All right, we'll holler at y'all. We'll see
Peace,
y'all.
y'all.
peace out.